is up, ladies and gents? This is George Bean, and I have seen the very first teaser trailer for the new upcoming Halloween film, and I have to say, I am impressed by it. As you may possibly know, I am a huge fan of the original Halloween. It is my #1 favorite horror movie, tied with Scream. I had even done a video commentary on this film, although it was my very first video, my very first one, so it was not very perfect, and I sounded horribly monotoned in it. So, yeah, it was my first one. I may need to redo that again, do a review of it, and sound better, improve upon it. But enough about that. Having said that, having just seen the new first trailer for the new Halloween film, which is coming out this October, I can say that while a little apprehensive about it, it did excite me for it. I have been kept enthused by what Danny McBride, who had co-written this film, have been saying about this film. He has been saying everything I had wanted to hear about it. McBride really sounds like a huge fan of the original film and wants to do it justice with his new film here. And that is something I've been very happy to hear. Oh, and also, I just watched Tropic Thunder again, of which McBride had acted in. And there was a quick line he had said in that film that caught my attention, where he said, "I almost blinded Jamie Lee Curtis on Freaky Friday." Now knowing that he is working with Curtis on this new Halloween film, that honestly makes that line all the more hilarious now, if you ask me. You know? What I do find interesting about the trailer is how it reveals that Michael Myers had been imprisoned after his initial rampage in 1978, and have spent the last 40 years in prison, and how his rampage had become a national subject in media. I like how it references the original by having the gunshot sounds from the original, and there's even this quick sketch drawing of Dr. Loomis, who was played by Donald Pleasence in the original, and that is such nice little Easter eggs there, referencing the original. The trailer shows what looks like a British documentary crew, BBC much, maybe, coming to visit Michael in prison, even carrying the very mask he had worn in 1978. What I also liked, based on the trailer, is that he had escaped from custody when transported on a prison bus. It gives off the hint that he had escaped when causing a ruckus with other inmates escaping, too, using it as a diversion, much like he did in the original, escaping from the mental institution. What I also like is how we are never shown his face, even when he is not wearing the mask. It keeps him obscure. I don't need to see his true face. Of course, it was shown in the original in a quick shot, but I don't really need to see it. It's scarier if I don't. It's kind of like in the original Black Christmas, where the killer's face was never revealed, even to the very end. And I also like how the mask looks in the new one. It has aged and kind of, decomposed a little bit. It's just gotten old after 40 years. So I do like that. I will say that Jamie Lee Curtis still looks fantastic to this day, and so it is very nice to see that she's still very much enthusiastic about playing Laurie Strode, even after 40 years since the original. What I like from the trailer is how it shows how Laurie has been spending 40 years keeping herself prepared for Michael if he comes back for her, even resorting to doing target practice with guns. I also love how it shows the cutting scar on her arm from where Michael had attacked her with the knife at the original. It shows that she still carries the scars from that time in 78. Of course, the trailer straight up states that the Laurie and Michael Biehn siblings thing has been thrown out the window, as it is mentioned by one of the characters that the siblings thing was made up. So we can definitely say that this film is an alternate sequel linking directly to the original, and is basically discarding all of the original sequels that came after it, that film, and before this new film, starting with Halloween 2. Now, while I do love this Halloween 2, not the new one, the original one from 1981, this one, and it is my favorite sequel out of the bunch, I do believe that it is a good idea for this new film to scrap everything and start over anew, because really, after Resurrection, there really was nowhere else for that continuity to go. That well had really been run really dry, so it's safe to just start over and begin anew. What I do like is how it appears that the filmmakers are staying true to their word in making this film more scary and suspenseful, much like the original, and not just rely on graphic gore, something which the sequels had heavily relied on, and that shit had gotten old real fast. So, time for it to go back to square one now. One moment I did see coming was at the end when one of the girls was trying to close the closet door, but it won't close. I was thinking, he's in there. He's in there. But when she opens the door and Michael is in there, I still jumped. The same thing happened when I was watching the new It movie. When the projector was going on and off, I thought for sure a jump scare was gonna happen, and when it actually did, in the form of a gigantic Pennywise, I still jumped. So the same thing had happened to me here in this trailer, with the closet scene. Now, of course, one thing I should mention is the possibility of there being a copycat killer. Something some people have mentioned as a possibility for this film, I heard. I will say that, while it may not be a strong possibility taken with a grain of salt, it should not be ruled out either, as it may be possible that Michael had died during his escape and somebody else had taken up the mantle for him. But it does sound a bit unbelievable. It did sound better in my mind. So for everybody, if I were you, I'd watch out for a possible copycat killer in this film, for just in case. But yes, in conclusion, I am very much excited for this new film. I will be one of the very first in line to see this in cinema come this October. And not only that, but I will also be watching the original on the night before it comes out. I do seriously hope this new film does it all justice. Please, guys, do not fuck this up. So, thank you for watching, ladies and gents. And what did you think of the trailer for the new film? Please, let me know what you think, or even thought of it, in the comments below. So thanks for watching, and until then, I will see you all next time. Peace!